Public Q&A presents AskReddit question. How do you say fuck off in chat without saying fuck off? If it's work chat, say okay great and change the topic. This works IRL too. In our work chat, I have figured out that this one guy who helps a lot of people gets frustrated at answering the same questions over and over, or his coworkers want to argue about the validity of his suggestions or advice. So for example, he'll give the solution. Coworker responds with something like, but this person said X, which doesn't change the response in any way. So he just replies back neat. And then ignores anything else they say about it. I like noted. Noted is way better than neat. Neat is a little too I don't care for even a semi-professional setting, and very passive-aggressive. It's okay in like a Discord server or some shit. For ultimate professionalism and fuck-off quotient, there's thank you for your opinion. I worked for a small company with a single HR person, who was the bitchy old lady who tried to bully younger women in the workplace. Apparently the whole time I was there, she thought I was too stupid to follow her rudeness, so when I got the opportunity to use her own thank you for your opinion back at her, she reacted like she'd seen a ghost. For when someone's derailing a meeting with a personal rant or something no one cares about, see also. Let's talk about this offline. I have learned all of my BFs and his families can nice nasty backhanded responses and started using them on them. They've come back with saying I am so immature, not because they caught on, because they hadn't yet, but because they don't even listen to the shit that comes out of their mouths, and telling their father they can't deal with me anymore because I have changed. Even my boyfriend, who doesn't curse regularly, said, fuck you in response to me once. I busted out laughing and finally told him what I was doing, and he also froze, and looked like he had seen a ghost, and when I told him what I was doing with his family he said, well, aren't you the fast learner? Yeah, they're all fucking toxic, but now that I am here apparently I am everyone's problem. I think I am going to write a book, Toxic and Proud of It, or How to Completely Fuck Up Your Kids, because that's what they are doing to their children, but they will never admit they are wrong. And you're with your boyfriend, why? Yeah, they don't sound like a very nice group of people. Of course I realize that people can break the cycle of toxicity, but this guy doesn't seem to be doing it, only based on her comment. Oof, yeah. You feed toxic people back their own medicine, they don't learn anything, and they and their enablers see you as the problem. I did that my whole childhood and early 20s, trying to demonstrate people their own behavior by turning it back on them in a sort of asshole version of reductio ad absurdum. They will never take the point. They are specially equipped with Teflon versus their own actions. I am going to have to start using this. My current favorites are cool and okay buddy. The problem with okay buddy is it sounds inherently condescending unless buddy is a common word in your group. I can see that stirring the pot more than anything. Yeah, that's condescending and disrespectful as hell. The neat works because he was asked for a solution then offered it. The argumentative prick is the one being rude, so a low-key answer in kind is reasonable. TBH, if a coworker unironically said okay buddy like that, I would twist that pettiness knob so high. Future passive aggressiveness would be through the roof. Okay buddy. K. Man, if that's passive-aggressive through the roof, then you have a low-ass roof. I enjoy okay sport. Noise. Toit. 99. Smort. Gatsby, is that you? Or okay buddy. I am not your buddy, guy. That's rough, buddy. My first girlfriend turned into the moon. Cool story, bro. By Felicia. There's a person at our workplace that does this. They like to complain about their day, and if anything remotely negative happens, it turns into a dramatic tall tale. Kid tripping in the parking lot. He's violent and chasing you. Kid too young to do a money transfer. He's violent and screaming curse words at you. Lady can't pick up her anxiety meds for some reason at another. She's violent and threatens to shoot up the store. That one I got my manager involved with because said employee called the police and got a no trespassing order served. My usual response to them is a non-committal Of all things, it was our manager that was like this. I had a woman and her son come up to the counter with 2 books, and one has a 50% off sticker on it. I scan it and the sale price doesn't go through. Okay, no biggie, this happens all the time. I call a manager to override the price, and while I am literally mid-word with the customer, our own store Karen literally grabs the book out of the customer's hand, proceeds to violently pick and peel up the sticker, which is very firmly stuck. Like it was placed there only once. The whole time she's talking, loudly, with emphasis, about how customers always take these stickers and put them on a different book. I am so shocked I can't really say anything, and of course the lady customer got pissed off. I don't blame her in the slightest. She tries to take the book back from my manager, saying she isn't going to buy it, she'll put it back. My manager drops the book, grabs her by the wrists, and kind of pulls the customer forward, and is accusing her of just going to take the book instead of paying for it. She won't let her go, and I run up to front desk and tell them to call the police. Now the customer is yelling at the top of her voice. My manager finally lets her go, and I followed her outside, because I was worried about her. I convinced her to wait in her car and calm down before driving off. I ended up losing my job because I wouldn't change my account to the police that our manager assaulted this poor shopper. Manager is still there but no longer allowed to work or respond to front end. I am sorry you lost your job, but hope you were able to find something where you had a safer work environment. Who would honestly want to work where that was allowed? Sometimes we lose, and it's an actual win in disguise. I definitely moved on to better things. I was, to be honest, pretty frustrated at the job. I would applied to be a manager, and was told they just wanted to see my work ethic before upgrading me to a manager position. I can do cashier in my sleep, come on. They wanted to see if they could put the additional responsibility on you without paying you is what they actually meant. Good on you for doing the right thing. The wrong person lost their job that day. Where TF do you work that your coworker is managing to turn it into a crime drama? An ironic Wendy's. Sir, this is an in and out. Paramedic here. That's my response to any patient who questions or disagrees with my recommendations. I'll explain my thoughts on their condition, and why or why not I believe they require advanced medical treatment at a definitive care facility. If they disagree or agree, I'll explain a little deeper. If they still disagree after I have ensured they understand everything I have said, sounds good, you might die, so please sign this piece of paper. It says you're of sound mind and refusing medical advice. Alright, see ya, have a wonderful 2 hours. How do they react to that? If the levels of stupidity are maintained, by drinking the ink from the pen, I suppose. I have ended chats with the emoji hand-giving peace sign, which I kind of like because it can be read as rude or not rude, all up to the person reading it. Same with OK hand sign and thumbs up sign. I love the thumbs up, and if it's someone I like less because they're racist, I go a shade darker on the hand. Uh-oh, I get neeked by a co-worker. I am the asshole. I know that feeling, bro. I would often refer to someone as a distinguished user if I thought they were an idiot. You're a special kind of user. Welp. Going to start doing this. I am a relatively specialized SME for a certain software, so purely by the type of exposure I have and my role, people rarely, if ever, know more about the product than I do. Occasionally, somebody likes to argue with me about how the software works, and that never goes well. When I talk to the SMEs I work with, I always preface my questions regarding their advice with "I am certain you're right, but I am not experienced in this, and want to understand blah. This other advice or evidence seems contradictory, why is that the case?" And they are usually more open to explaining why their answer is the correct one. I am experiencing this issue. I got promoted to a management-style position because I legit worked on a project from ground up, and our training specialist is training all the new people so incredibly wrong that my days now consist of cleaning up their mess and holding meetings to explain everything they've been taught was incorrect. The specialist then gets offended about their training, and when we ask where they got their information from, they said they know the product. I usually just say nice. Mine's usually "oh yeah. Cool. Duly noted. I like understood. And then just drop it and let them wonder if you truly understand. Your absence is urgently required. Oh wow, I like this one. I can't take credit. I saw it a couple of weeks ago in a similar post and vowed to steal it. Thanks for that. It's also how I say it in meetings. If they're more important than me, I say, absolutely. Let's park that, I'll make a note, and we can address that separately offline, which is business douche for what you have said is supremely unimportant, and I will ignore it. It suddenly occurs to me that I might be rude. I'll make a note. You totally missed the chance to end that comment with "thanks for that." I am not trying to be a dick, please don't hate me. I was just amused. LOL, he did though. He's going to make a note. Thanks for that. To be honest, some of us hate that respectfully rude language a lot of office folks use. An old manager of mine utilized it relentlessly, and it led to me never having any idea what they actually thought. I would rather someone inform me that the topic I am bringing up is irrelevant rather than they lie to me and say it will be discussed. It creates cognitive dissonance in your employees' expectations for how things are going to proceed, and fosters a general feeling of distrust for what you say. A big problem is that in most cases, the person running the meeting just doesn't know about the problem in detail, and hasn't given it much thought. When involving a lot of people, especially higher UPS, that meeting gets very expensive, so taking the 10 minutes to talk about an issue that may or may not be relevant is a big gamble, and can make a manager look wholly incompetent in front of a large group of people. Meeting metrics like time spent are usually very well monitored. Similarly, being rude to another employee in a public setting will put you in a hot seat, and if the employee's remark is truly irrelevant, it lets them save face from being told they don't know what they're talking about in front of a bunch of other people, especially if big wigs are involved. In my case, I usually just forget. Stress of presenting and going about the rest of the day with my own tasks, plus handling all the other issues from others, upcoming deadlines, plus everyday life stuff like mid-meeting remembering to get bread after work diverts a lot of focus. Good point, but I am not sure it's in scope. Remind me after the meeting to discuss this, and we'll reconvene if necessary. It denotes you still care to at least listen, or say not relevant quickly one-on-one if you know about it, and puts the onus on the employee to talk about their issues or concerns, because they're the ones to remember, while giving you time to hear from them and discuss the issue at length if you don't understand it. Corporate politeness is important, and a learned art to helping you and your employees make themselves look better and potentially not waste time. Best answer so far. It's not about shutting someone down in a polite-ish way, it's about preserving work relationships and optimizing time spent in meetings. Yes. I am not a shitting mind reader, Bert, just say it how it is. I am a big boy. I am not going to write something down that's rude, especially with not seeing most people face to face right now. I have had enough people claim personal attacks from factual statements that it's a habit. When I am face to face or over the phone with someone I have built a working relationship, then I am willing to be more direct or elaborate, but there's that balance of helpful versus CYA that can be hard to manage. Mine it noted, and I appreciate that perspective, but for now let's. Similarly, duly noted, and I'll give that all due consideration. I'll take it under advisement. So in England, with the greatest respect means what you have said is a stupid thing to say, and let me explain why. When I went to Germany, I kept using the phrase meetings were in English, except the Germans didn't understand the connotations of the phrase because it was their second language. I hadn't realized about the missed communication until someone sent round an email titled "What the English Say vs What the English Mean." In the next meeting, I trotted out the phrase, only for the recipient to turn round and say, "I'll stop you there. You just called me an idiot." I have saved this old comment. I am from the UK, and I work in a lab which is full of international students. I have had to seriously adjust the way that I communicate. For example, I might say this probably isn't a good idea, which to a British person means Jesus tap danking Christ, don't ever do this or you might die. Apparently, for some reason, my students think that I mean this probably isn't a good idea. I'll say hopefully we can collect some good data on Thursday. This, obviously, means that it's utterly imperative that we collect some decent data on Thursday, otherwise our grant application is completely fucked. For some bizarre reason, the students interpret this as hopefully we can collect some good data on Thursday. I had this happen at my training. You can also do it this other way. Ah, good to know, thanks. Continue to do the original method. So you did it the old way. I said to try this other way. Ugh, I have a process manager who does this, and then flips out if someone doesn't adopt the changes. Like, bitch, be explicit that there is a new way that isn't optional. Roll out a damn SOP. Bless your heart is a southern US term that always cracks me up. Sometimes. It can also genuinely express condolences. At least in my West Texas upbringing. We'll address that offline is how I tell people to STFU, and not being it up in front of the customer. This is sending me, because it's so true. I say, do you mind if we take this offline? On almost every call. It's not necessarily a rude thing. Sometimes you need to say it because the discussion is going down a rabbit hole, and wasting everyone else's time. Go fly a kite. Let's go fly a kite, up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send its OARING. Up to the atmosphere, up though the stratosphere. Up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. With tuppence for paper and strings, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground. You're a bird and fly it. With your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, 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 oh. Happy to see a Mary Poppins reference here. Haven't seen that movie in years. Per the previous email. So much loathing and disappointment conveyed in so few words. Emails that start with "per our previous conversation" are really saying, I need a paper trail for the shit you're peddling, and it's starting here. Actually, I think it's saying there is already a paper trail of this. Check it before you dig your hole any deeper, fuckwit. I had to do this constantly with an HR admin whom, as a professional courtesy, I would allow him to ignore me 3 times before ceasing his boss so I could get things done. One time his fuck-up had already cost me $1,000, so the next time, I went ahead skipped right to ceasing management with attached prior emails. This got me pulled into a meeting with my boss and his boss, where they ripped me a new one for 20 minutes of why would you do that before they accidentally let slip they hadn't even bothered to check the attachments. So how long after that meeting did you start looking for a new job? Not kidding. About half our team quit, or had mental breakdowns, including one drug relapse, and one person paralyzing half their face via stress-induced Bell's palsy. Imagine being such a sociopath that you paralyze someone. The really amazing day was when our supervisor's manager held a skip-level meeting to evaluate our supervisor's performance. That's when we learned we had all privately been going to that manager with our concerns about the supervisor, which the manager had been pretending he didn't know about. He looked to the absolute sweetest guy on our team, hoping for someone to say something nice about our supervisor, and absolute sweetest guy's reply was he just doesn't have the social skills. If I am particularly frustrated with someone for asking questions I already answered, I step it up a notch. I will simply forward that person the email I already sent him or her without additional comment. I like this one. I also like, I can see that this was mentioned in my previous email, but you may have not received it for some reason, so please see below. Pastes entire previous email. A handful of the entries here are part of why I become anxious whenever I send emails. I always wish a co-worker would proofread it for the subtle FIOS. This, especially, I am wary about that I try to phrase it differently. For my 2 previous emails. That's how I learned one client we worked with would only read 1 sentence on any given email before responding. I have stopped using this one because users complain about IT talking down to them. Instead, if someone asks a question that I answered in the previous email, I'll copy and paste the exact text and reply with nothing else. They still complain, but my boss doesn't care because I am just answering their question. So far my record is for identical responses before the user actually read the sentence. Bug off peasant. Help. Help. I am being repressed. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of governance. LMAO. Jog on. Yarp. Narp. Loved this one ever since I heard it in Hot Fuzz. I just love Hot Fuzz in general. One of my faves. Hot Fuzz is a masterpiece. For the greater good. I have no intention of engaging in coitus with you. The endeavor to which you pursued in an effort to establish congenial relations with me has now at this particular hour been rejected, and you are furthermore advised not only to cease this particular action, but duly refrain from ever soliciting my attention again under any circumstances whatsoever. My whole being in this chat or outside of it would like to inform you that I have no desire or hankering to engage in any form of sexual intermingling with your person. As such, I must ask you to be gone immediately. Me when I write school essays with target word count. Subreddit increasingly verbose. Coitus might be too advanced for some people. Something simpler perhaps. I have no intention of letting you hump my leg. Something even simpler. I don't want to put my ass in your ass. Bless your heart. That's stone cold. No fucks given. Okay, no need to go nuclear. I explained this one to my mill the other day. She's like, what's it actually mean? I said it's a catch-all that means everything from a sincere bless you to middle finger. From the South can confirm. Oh, I say this in earnest and feel like a sweet Irish grand so people think it's mean or condescending. From what I hear it's a southern US thing. So if somebody from the South says bless your heart they're calling you an idiot. Similarly to thank you for sharing, well ain't that sweet, or aren't you just special? Context matters with this one. If you have told me that your husband's grandma passed away. Oh, bless his heart, just let me know when the service is. And what church? I am so sorry for your loss. And then I will be contacting the church to find out when the funeral repast is, and what can I bring. If you tell me your sister's husband is cheating on her with his second cousin, well, bless his heart, I always knew he and his whole family were trash, and she could do better. Please tell me he's had a vasectomy. No? You know they have pruning shears over at the Rural King on sale right now, right? I'll be sure to pray for him. He needs it. Context is everything. Spot on. It depends on context really, and how or when you say it. Exactly. Texas here. I had an accident and in the ER the nurse took one look at my injury and said empathetically, "Oh honey, bless your heart." I knew the damage must be fucking awful then. But not me personally. It can be said very sincerely, but depending on the circumstance and the tone, it can also be incredibly sarcastic. Most people who aren't used to it might not be able to tell the difference. It's really the equivalent of being saccharine nice. If it's being said when you don't deserve it, then it's being said to you condescendingly. I guess a non-Southern phrase might be "look at you, aren't you precious?" It can be a perfectly honest and heartfelt thing to say in some contexts, but if someone's saying it to you when you very much aren't precious, then they're basically calling you idiotic and childlike. If a Southern American woman says this to you with a really sweet smile on her face, run. Fornicate away. Why does this make me think of RuPaul? Makes me think of Billy Mays. Have a sexual departure. With all due respect. Edit. My god, this blew up. Thanks for the karma, guys. Narrator. Then, a lot of disrespectful things were said. I guess not much respect was due. Of which I have none. With all due offense is my new fave, but wouldn't go over very well in a professional setting. It never is stated how much or how little respect is due. K. Edit. Wow. Over 1K upvotes without boobs. Thank you. K. Thumbs up sign. The thumbs up is also close to foo. Face with tears of joy. Thumbs up is just an acknowledgement that you've read something. K. Thank you for your input. No, you did it wrong, it's K. Way too much effort. K. This one hits differently. Wow. You are still with us. Thanks for being such a nice person. As long as you are here, why not like this video and subscribe to our channel? Also, you can press the bell icon, so you won't miss any future uploads.